All right, guys, I'm searching for the hidden cave or secret cave in the mountains again. I marked a spot on Lidar that I think may be it. I've got about two and a half hours before it gets dark. I'm gonna try to get there, check it out, pin it on a map and get out. And hopefully we'll have some success this time. Look at that view. Look at that, gorgeous. Let's get after it. Stick with me. Well, I've already had a little bit of my first mishap. The trail I had planned to take, and I'm still going to take to go in there, there was a shorter path that I didn't see. I see it now on the map that I'm in here. I'm too far to turn around and go back the other way. So I'm just going to keep going, cut over, and hopefully that'll give me a short path back out of here that's cuts a half mile off or something like that. That'll be good. But let's get moving, and we got a lot of hiking to do. All right, guys, so I found kind of the area where I need to turn off. I can kind of see the rock through the trees, and I'm hoping it's exactly where it's supposed to be. I found what I believe to be the clearest trail that way. I want to show you guys something. If you know where this is, because you are like me and just get out in the woods a lot, please don't comment it. I don't want to keep the location of this just as secret as it is, so people don't come in here and damage it. But if you know where this is, you know. But check out what I found. I found a shelter in the woods for hikers. I'm saying this is a pretty big wild area if they got shelters out like that, which is great. You know, that's a good thing to have. Was to get in here and get caught in some bad storms. The only thing I don't like about it is there's a lot of pine around. And I'll do it, but I am not a fan of camping under pine, because these pine, they'll just break in a windstorm. And even sometimes without it, they just seem like they almost fall apart on you. So I don't like camping under pines, but in this particular case, if I needed to camp here, I certainly would. Well, all right. I'm gonna hit the rock face here, and we'll see what happens. Well, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but this is the kind of terrain I'm in now. It's saying it's right up in there. I may have went up too far to the left, but I'll go up this, see if it's there as far as I can climb, and if not, I'll go back down and push that way and see. This is rough terrain. It's getting steep. Let's keep going. All right. After a lot of climbing, I think I found what it was showing me on the map. And it's that. So you can see that cut in the rock up through there, which is not the cave. Now, I done climbed up that. I don't know if you can see it. So, what I'm gonna do is the map kind of is showing it farther over, but sometimes in these valleys like this, they'll be off a little. So, I'm gonna check the time. Let's see here, 6:14. That's about right. I'm gonna swing to the right and push down along that rock face, see if I can see it up, and start pushing down that rock face for as long as I got time to do it until I find it. Or I have to turn around and get out, and I can mark this off as a place I've explored and move on to the next suggestion. I'll have to dive in a little bit more with maps, and it may just take a lot of hiking. I've read descriptions. They never get you close. This is in the general ballpark of that. So, let's keep going. I got, I don't know, hour, 45 minutes or so till dark. I'd prefer to be out of here then. Just for, sanity of my family, knowing what I'm doing out here by myself. But if not, I got plenty of light, so I'm good. But let's get going. When I went to the left, I popped out on this. Take a look, I'm cleft out. I gotta go back the way I came for a minute. I don't know if you can tell, but that's literally vertical. So I swung down back to the bottom of the cliff face, swung around it, and followed the trail back up. I found this. Let's check this out. It's just a rock outcropping. I think dedicated caver might try to push in, but not this old boy. He very well may be up in that. I think I'm not going up in that tonight. But I want you to look at this. I'd be surprised if some rock climbers aren't using this some. If they're not, they should be. This is a gorgeous place. Look at this, rough country, but gorgeous. I'm much tighter up to the cliff face now. It's kind of like a path right at the bottom, probably where just rainwater's pushed out. Maybe people walk it, I don't know, but it's not marked. And it's not on the maps, so I don't know. But I'm just pushing along. See how far I can get before it's time to turn around. Not really seeing any people traffic. I found deer sign though. That's neat. Kind of keep my eye out for snakes and bears. And you know how it is. Get up in country like this, you'll be able to cross paths with something. He very well may be up in that. I think I'm not going up in that tonight. But I want you to look at this. I'd be surprised if some rock climbers aren't using this some. If they're not, they should be. This is a gorgeous place. Look at this, rough country, but gorgeous. I'm much tighter up to the cliff face now. It's kind of like a path right at the bottom, probably where just rainwater's pushed out. Maybe people walk it, I don't know, but it's not marked. And it's not on the maps, so I don't know. But I'm just pushing along. See how far I can get before it's time to turn around. Not really seeing any people traffic. I found deer sign though. That's neat. Kind of keep my eye out for snakes and bears. And you know how it is. Get up in country like this, you'll be able to cross paths with something. Oh my God, I think I found it just when I thought I wasn't going to. Nope. That's not what this is. Dang. It's a pretty cool spot. Nice and cool under there on a hot day. Crack going back that way. I don't know where all that goes, but I'm not going there today. So the terrain's really pushing me around here. Talk to you guys for a minute. So the terrain is really pushing me back toward the main trail. I probably should have stayed up in these big rocks and pushed over them, but I didn't. I dropped back down lower and lower and lower, and then I started pushing back up, and that's when I found this. This kind of gave me hope though. I thought I found it. I mean, this thing, I'm feeling cool air come out of here. There's supposed to be more than one entrance to this cave. I just don't feel like this is one of them at the moment. But I don't see any holes that push back and go on in. So sorry about that. But got a little bit longer to go. Sun's probably 3 fingers above the ridge line. I think I'm gonna push back down and go maybe another 100 yards, 150 yards, because I like what I'm seeing. And then if I haven't seen it or have it like something I'll just have to check out first, probably gonna call it quits for a night and start heading out of here. This is interesting. I actually see like somebody's been up to this before. I can see where a little tree has been cut down with a saw. So, and I didn't see no campsite right here. There's some out from here, but not here. I don't know why they would cut a tree here. Interesting, right? But I'm gonna check this out for a minute and keep on pushing. Nice dogs way back that way. Check this out. I done got down here and found a creek, or almost like a pond, like a beaver dam in the creek. And there's another rock over there. That's not the one I've been following. From what I understand, it's on the one I've been following, but that's pretty cool. I didn't expect to find that in terrain like this. Beaver dam. It's definitely an interesting location. I wonder if there's any fish in that. Alright guys, so I let the terrain push me back down to the trail. I probably shouldn't. I probably should have hugged somewhat close to that rock face. Went down the trail a ways, found another way in, came back up into this stuff. It ain't nothing but alder, laurel, and briars. I'm a lot further in than I wanted to be today, the time I had. And right now I'm off trail. Sun dropped behind the ridge. No big deal. I'm gonna start to push out of here. I'll check this out on a map now and kind of see what I might have missed, what areas I might need to avoid. And this kind of looks like the terrain they're talking about. I think it's down here, which means I'll just make a judgment call, and then eventually I'll come back and do this again. But for now, I need to get back to the trail and get moving, because it's going to get real dark in here real fast. I'm over 4,000 feet, and I'm kind of down in a valley between two big rock cliffs, as I've showed you. So trail ain't a lot of marked trails in here, and well, I'm not on trail right now. Any trails I have been finding for the last hour have been deer trails. So so I need to get up out of here and hit the road. And also, it went from clear skies to very cloudy back that way. If you can see, I might be fixing to get caught in a rainstorm. If I do, I do. But all right, I'm gonna get moving. All right, I've made it back to the shelter. I went ahead and sent a Garmin message when I turned around to my wife, but I didn't want to sit there and fool with APRS, so I knew I could get back to the trail. So I hiked the trail back to the shelter. I just sent her an APRS message with my radio. I also made sure that my other channel was on the local repeater. As soon as I'm gonna give this a second to make sure it goes through, and then I wanted to kind of save battery on my radio on the hike in, and I didn't want to jerk it around on bushes and all the things. But on the way out, I'm going to clip my radio onto the side of my pack, and I'm going to have the mic ran just so I can listen to any traffic going on nearby. Maybe even get a couple calls out or whatever on my way out of here. But about to start the hike out. I'm drinking water pretty good. I've got probably a quarter mile to go of fairly flat. Then after that, it's going to turn uphill, and it's going to stay pretty much uphill the rest of the way out of here. It took me 45-ish minutes to get to where I'm sitting, so that was all basically downhill. So I got a pretty good hike out of here. Starting to get dark. Probably got 15-20 minutes of light left in here, especially when you get up in them laurels up there, rhododendrons. So I'm probably going to go ahead and get my headlamp out, have it prepped, and that's it. We'll see how far, how long it takes me to get out of here and what the weather does. It's not supposed to rain. I checked the weather again, but here it's kind of like a rainforest. It can pop up rain showers at any time of day, any time of year. It happens. So I'm about to start to walk out of here. And I will update you guys if anything interesting happens along the way, and I'll update you guys at the end. Dang, I didn't get my camera on in time to capture it. But you remember I was talking about in my last video here that I thought there might be a deer here, and I've been seeing deer sign all day. I'm walking back, I'm booking, and there was probably 6 or 7 deer right in here. And I tried to get my camera on in time to catch it, but I didn't. But that's pretty cool. Only one of them blew, the rest booked it. But they probably didn't go far. All right, on with the trek. All right, so I stopped to take a break. Darkness finally fell. I was hoping to get this view one more time on my camera. So I didn't find it again. Darkness has definitely fell. Clouds are definitely rolling in. The wind's picking up pretty bad. Stayed so much later than I intended to, and hiked a lot further than I intended to, but that's okay. That's par for the course with me. I am back in cell phone service for a minute, so I just reached out to family. That's a good tip, let them know, hey, if you get back in cell phone service, even if it's just for a little bit, and you're heading out and it's dark, like, hey, I made it back to this point, I got this much longer to go, and I expect to be out by this time, and I'll touch base with you this time. It's a good tip. Even with all the other technologies that I got running, never could get anybody on the local repeater here, but the repeater kept calling back to me and saying this is such and such repeater, so it was hitting me, and I was keying it. Like when I'd call back, it would kerchunk. So I just never raised anybody on it, never heard nobody talking. So I am going to get my pack on and get out of here before I get caught in the rain, because it definitely looks like it might. Y'all stay tuned for the next one.